The Big Ten hockey tournament has created so many great moments over the years. Nothing compares to that moment when the championship is finally in your grasp.
Wisconsin team scrambling, Dahl! Within one, Jefferson does it! Zengerle, Kirkilis in front, we are tied! Blues, Bucks, fire, score! Meet your Big Ten tournament winners, the Golden Gophers. Watch out, breakaway to win the tournament. They do! Liam Boats, the freshman, and the new kids on the block are the new tournament champions. Not back up, trying to wrap around. Jake Bishop levels it. Scramble in front. Barnes looks for it. Zengerle scores. Meet the new tournament champions. Notre Dame back-to-back Big Ten tournament champions.
It's time to look back at the memorable moments with the players who lived them. We chat with the Big Ten Hockey Tournament Championship stars in another installment of Big Ten Video Recall on the Big Ten Network. The Big Ten Tournament provided a flair for the dramatic in the very first edition of the tourney in 2014 in St. Paul. Ohio State enjoyed a pair of two-goal leads in this one, up 4-2 in the third, but the Badgers would not go away. Seniors Jefferson Dahl and Tyler Barnes scored 2 goals in 28 seconds for Wisconsin to force overtime. The game winner from Mark Zengerle came just under 8 minutes into the extra frame as the Badgers captured the first Big Ten tournament title. Recently, we had the chance to catch up with the inaugural Most Outstanding Player. Hey, Mark, I know the last 7 years since you left Madison have been a bit of a whirlwind hockey journey for you. Update us on where you've been, where you are now.
Yeah, right now I'm in Berlin. Things are great. The country's kind of shut down, which is a little unlucky, I guess, with the whole COVID year, but it's a great spot. I'm in Berlin and playing for the Ice Baron, and we have a great team. So like you said, the past 7 years, I've kind of been all over the place, but I found a home here in Germany, and it's been great.
Hard for me to believe that it's been 7 years ago since I watched that inaugural tournament at the X and that unbelievable comeback. How fresh is that still in your mind from 7 years ago?
Probably fresher than it should be. I think it was probably the coolest thing that's happened in my hockey endeavors and resume. So yeah, it was awesome. I mean, as you could tell by the way I celebrated, it was something I'll always remember.
Yeah, momentum is such a driving force in hockey, and you score the 28 seconds apart in the third. I have to imagine that going into the overtime, you guys felt like everything was leaning toward your way.
And that's exactly that. It was, it kind of just felt like the way that we came back when it was 4-2. I still remember, I can't remember if we scored on the power play or what, but I remember Jefferson Dahl scored, and then we scored right after, or vice versa. And you could just feel on the bench that the game had changed. And Ohio State had a great start, and they were flying, and they had some great players on that team that are still great players. So it's kind of cool to see that. But I remember going into the overtime period, and like I said, Mike Eves came in, and I remember he had a nice motivating, roaring speech for us, and he was amazing with that. And I think we knew that we were going to win that game.
Walk me through what led up to and eventually your game-winning overtime goal.
Yeah, I think it was maybe even less than halfway through the first overtime period there, maybe 8 or 9 minutes in or something like that. I still remember we got it in deep. Nick Kerdiles took it to the net. He crashed into the boards in the corner, and somehow the puck squeaked over to me, and I kind of rolled up the wall with Jake McCabe. He rolled the blue line for me. He gave me the puck back, and I threw something into a jam log of people in front of the net with Barnes and Nick Kerdiles there, and I kind of just found my way around the traffic, and I got lucky. Somebody poked it out to me, and the goalie had his stick off the ice, and I just got some decent wood on there, and luckily it went 5-hole in the net for the winner there.
Hey, listen, even ugly goals are beautiful when they're in sudden death OT for a conference championship. Take people through what that feeling is like.
Yeah, it's an incredible feeling. It's one of those feelings that you do something to end the game and you just feel like everybody's watching you. And I think just playing for your school, and especially a place like Wisconsin where it's got such a rich history and tradition, and it's such an amazing place to play, and you're playing in front of the Kohl Center each night that you're playing at home in front of an unreal crowd, and a student body that loves it and knows who you are on campus. And I feel like it's just a mixture of all these emotions go on. And like I said, it was the first Big Ten championship for us at Wisconsin. And it was just so special when you combine all those forces.